When I first spoke with Jamaal Jackson, a resident of Minneapolis, things were very violent after the death of George Floyd. Now,
The city has definitely calmed down.
with the temperament of America finally coming down, some of the illegal acts are beginning to come to a halt as protests continue.
And there's a peaceful protest. There's no more like setting buildings on fire or anything like that.
Even though progress has been made in getting justice for Floyd, with the announcement that all four officers have been arrested, Jamal says America as a whole still has a long way to go.
But we still have a long way to go. Just because the four officers are arrested, that doesn't mean it stops here.
Jackson tells me that the people of Minneapolis are happy and that they believe justice could have been served sooner.
We're happy. We hate that it's so long for the other three to get arrested. We felt like they should have got arrested at the same time as the original officer who actually murdered him, Derek Chauvin.
As the fight for justice continues, this resident is just glad that all four officers are in custody. It's a start.
It's a start. At least right now, we have all four in custody. I know things are going to have to play out in court.
Minneapolis City Council voted to make chokeholds illegal for officers to use when arresting a suspect. Some believe that should have been done sooner, before George Floyd was killed. For Jamal, chokeholds should be banned not just in Minneapolis, and they don't help the situation at all.
A chokehold could lead to what happened to George Floyd. That should have been banned a long time ago. And that should be something that shouldn't just be banned in Minneapolis. That should be banned nationwide. I don't want to really give them kudos. That's just on a human rights level. You're an officer. You're supposed to de-escalate the situation, not escalate the situation more. And a chokehold is that's not helping anything out. That's always going to escalate the situation.
It is agreed that the right thing has been done for Floyd when it comes to those that killed him being arrested. But for those that have witnessed killings similar to Floyd's, it is dependent on the amount of jail time for the officers. People that have dealt with the slang of Michael Brown, Sandra Bland, Freddie Gray, and others want police officers to be treated as if they aren't above the law.
For me, it's going to depend on the verdict and how long they go to jail. We wouldn't be satisfied if they get whatever the minimum charges are. I feel all four officers, for each charge that they're held accountable to, they need to get the max punishment.
There is no doubt that protests will erupt, buildings will be burnt, and looting will start if residents of different diverse communities find the consequences of the officers to be weak or not fitting for the crimes that they commit.
If they come out as not guilty or a very minimal charge, I can see things going back to square one as far as the city being very upset, people destroying more buildings, showing their frustrations in many different ways. But
he believes that if officers have a fear of the consequences they face when they do something wrong, these incidents will become less likely.
I think just for the whole United States in general, these four officers, they need to get punished so hard to where future officers, if they're ever thinking about doing something like this again, they're going to think twice. In my personal opinion, I feel officers do what they do. The bad officers, they do what they do because history has shown them that they're not going to get punished harshly at all. This is the perfect time for these four officers to be an example for all future officers. Well, hey, kill an innocent person that's unarmed. This is what's going to happen to you. So I'm just really praying that the courts do that so we don't get back to square one again.
The U.S. has led the world in so many ways. Now, Jamal wants the U.S. to lead the world in criminal justice reform. With all eyes in the country, now is the time to do so.
We have all eyes, not just in the United States, but in the world. This went all the way to Paris, to London, Australia. Like the whole world has their eyes on this right now. And right now is the perfect time to make a change for something that should have been done a long time ago. He needs to get off 40 years because that was just cold, hard-blooded murder. If you're on somebody's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, there's not one excuse in the world for that at all. It's really just in the hands of the justice system.
With there being so many in law enforcement that didn't protect and serve, Jamal would like for those to have already done wrong and continue to do wrong to be gone.
I know Breonna Taylor, her birthday was yesterday. We got to get all those guys that was involved in her case. It's time to do a clean sweep. We really need to weed out all the bad officers. Enough is enough. This has been going on for way too long. And I really feel the George Floyd killing, because it was all on video, it caught the attention of white America, black America, everybody. I'm really just praying that the court system does not let us down on this.
Reporting in Toledo, I'm Jaden Jefferson.